It's got a 5-inch display, it's got a beautiful aluminum back, and it is the HTC One M9. Hey there guys, this is Roy Philstein in Roy Tech, and today I'm gonna do a review about the successor of the HTC One M8, the HTC One M9. So let's get to it. Now we're gonna unbox the HTC One M9, and as you can see, the box itself looks kinda different in our design than last year HTC One M8 design box. You can see that now the HTC One M9 box is only with HTC One M9 logo in the front, and around there is some of tiny circles surrounding the box. Very interesting design. I love this design. Last year it was just the two images of the HTC One M8 in the front and in the back, in the front of the box. So this is kind of refreshing the design of the box. In the back you can see all your specs. We have Android running with HTC Sense. This is 7.0 version. We have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 810. It's octa-core 64-bit chip. You have the nano SIM tray, internal memory 32GB and 3GB of RAM. You can upgrade it to 120GB with micro SIM. You have a 5-inch display. This is full HD 1080p display. You have the HTC Boom sound. Now you have also a rear camera of 20 megapixel. Now last year HTC had 4 megapixel camera with ultra pixel technology. Now the ultra pixel technology have moved to the front facing camera, so now you have only 20 megapixel camera in the back of your device with f2.2 aperture, and in the front you have the 4 megapixel ultra pixel camera with f2.0. Now you have also 4K video recording in the back of the camera, and in the front you have 1080p video recording. You also have the 3.5mm headphones jack, Bluetooth 4.0 and 4G LTE network. Now inside the box you can see we have the HTC One M9 sitting there in the left corner of the box. We'll get to him in a minute. Inside of the box you can see we have the HTC stickers, we have the HTC SIM tool, and the HTC Get Started guide. You know, those things that nobody read, but you know, for any case, you have the HTC warranty and user license. You know, you're not going to read them, but you know, HTC put them, every company put those things for, you know, any case you're gonna need them. Inside we have also the headphones, and you have the USB 2.0 to charge your device. Now the HTC One M9 is very similar to the HTC One M8. You can say even it is identical to the HTC One M8. You've got in the top and in the bottom the aluminium lines, and you've got the rounded edges of the phone that were in the HTC One M8. In the bottom you have the speaker, and in the top you have the microphone. Near that there is the 4 mega ultra pixel camera. In the side you have the nano SIM tray. In the other side you have the micro SIM tray. You have the volume buttons, and you have also the power button that moved from the top to the side. In the bottom you have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and you have also the USB hole. In the back you have the 20 megapixel camera, with near that you have the two LED flash, and on top you have the antenna bands that were in every HTC device since the One M7, because this is aluminum unibody. You can see here there is also a microphone in the antenna, and you have the HTC logo, of course, in the middle. Now of course there is some changes in the design of the HTC One M9 from last year HTC One M8. You can see that in the side there is the power button that moved from the top to the side. The volume buttons design also has changed in the HTC One M9. You can see also that the rear camera has got more kind of a rectangular shape than last year HTC One M8 that was more rounded shape. And now one big change in the HTC One M9, that there is no more the dual camera that was in the HTC One M8. There is no more secondary camera in the top of the device. Now we have only the 20 megapixel camera in the back. Now the HTC One M9 is coming in 3 new colors. You have gray, you have gold, and you have silver with gold, which I've got. It's more kind of front gold, side gold, but in the back it's silver. Now let's turn on the HTC One M9. And here we go, the HTC One M9. Now before I'm gonna talk about the all cool features about this device, I want to start talking about the display. Now as I said, the display is a 5-inch display. It's full HD 1920 by 1080, giving it 441 pixels per inch. Now although there is some Quad HD display in the market, a lot of Quad HD display, the full HD display is look very good on this 5-inch display. Now this is an IPS display, it's on Super AMOLED, so colors here are not so accurate like an AMOLED display, but after all the resolution here is very good, sharpness is great, the display in the HTC One M9 is looking very great. Now I want to start talking about the HTC Sense, the new UI, the cool features here. Like you don't have any home button in the HTC One M9, you have only the power button that moves from the top to the right side. So instead pushing it to open your device, you can just double click the display to open this. Now this is cool features. We have it we have it since the HTC One M9. We also have it in some LG phones, and it's very nice to double click the display to open it. You don't need to move your finger any side, any top, bottom, so that's very nice. Now moving to the HTC UI, you can see here we have a some of the new design on HTC Sense 7.0. We have some cool features here. We have the blink feed that's got improved in HTC Sense 7.0. You can add content, add some news here. Now you have also these applications here in the homepage. Now you can organize this as you want, and you can also tell him where are you. So like if you out, you can click out, and it give you all the out applications you need: maps, calendar, if you're in some trips, if you're in a meeting, and if you're in home, it will give you all the applications for home, and not very important applications, you know, music, themes, YouTube. And if you're at work, it will give you all the applications you need for work: mail, calendar, settings. So that's kind of a very nice feature. Now with a long press on the display, it gives you a personalized options. You can change home screen wallpaper, change your edit theme, add maps and widgets, and manage home screen pages. Now one thing I really like about the new HTC Sense, that you can add new themes. So you have here a lot of options of themes. You can change your application, how it looks like, theme, the wallpaper. I'm gonna show you a theme that I really like. It is the new Iron Man theme, and I'm gonna do apply. It's not cost money. There is some that do. If you want free, this one is free. And boom, see, it's changing how your device look completely. The blink feed looks more red because the Iron Man, even notification center, everything will look great and different if you will change your theme. So this is nice feature that HTC put in the new HTC One in the HTC Sense. I like this feature. I played with it a lot, and I'm sure you're gonna play with it also. Now I want to start talking about the chip in the HTC One M9. Again, this is Qualcomm Snapdragon 810. It's a 64-bit chip. It's an octa-core processor. Now the chip is supposed to be very powerful, although in heavy usage it gets to overheat. I guess because a problem with the Snapdragon 810 that came in line that said that it can get to overheat. in some devices that uses it. So they releases a new version, the V2.1 of the Snapdragon 810, which is supposed to solve that problem. Now checking Geekbench, you can see that it's operating by Android 5.0.2 and it has 3 GB of RAM. We're gonna run a benchmarks. Now in the single core score, it scores to 1004, and in the multi-core score, it scores to 3749. Now if you compare this to the iPhone 6, you can see that in the multi-core score in the HTC One M9, it's faster than the iPhone 6, but in single core score, the iPhone 6 is faster than the HTC One M9. Now the battery in the HTC One M9 is 2840 mAh. It's a great battery. It's almost as big as the one on the iPhone 6 Plus, and you can do some heavy job here without worrying your battery will over, and it's doing some great battery life. Now I want to start talking about the camera on the HTC One M9. Now as you remember, last year the camera on the HTC One M8 was 4 megapixel. Yeah, 4 megapixel. But it wasn't a regular 4 megapixel, it was 4 ultra pixel. It's a technology by HTC, which means that the pixel size in the sensor are bigger. It's I think 2 micron size pixels, which means you get more light in your image, and the image is supposed to be, of course, better than a regular 4 megapixel. But there were some situations that the camera didn't do what it's supposed to be doing, and the shots didn't always come great, and in dark situations sometimes the camera didn't do so much great and the pictures didn't come so sharp and so good. So now HTC put in the main camera a new 20 megapixel sensor, but you know, it's supposed to be better now, but some shots doing great, some shots doesn't doing great, and in light situations sometimes the camera don't really doing what it's supposed to be do. In some shots you can really sharp image, really bright image, but sometimes the image is getting with too much noise, too much light, you know. It's in the end the camera is fine, not more than that, just fine. So I want to show you some pictures that took with the HTC One M9, and you'll decide yourself if the camera is good or not. Now the rear video in the HTC One M9 can take videos up to 4K resolution. So I'm gonna show you some videos took in 1080p and in 4K resolution. So that was my review about the HTC One M9, and just for the end I want to say that the HTC One M9 is a good phone. Okay, it's not a bad phone, it's a good phone. Beside the camera HTC really needs to improve it, but beside that you've got the amazing 5-inch display. It's a full HD 1080p display with great sharpness, great brightness. You've got the HTC Sense 7 running with Android 5.0 with the new themes that HTC added, which is like a social networks of themes and wallpapers that each and every person can write what they think about the theme. HTC done some great job in the design of the HTC One M9, about the UI, the OS, the display. They done some great job. Only the camera is something you need to improve. So the HTC One M9, after all, it's a phone that you will agree and disagree about it, it's a phone that you will choose if to buy or not to buy. Now, for the first time, I want to give a grade to the HTC One M9. I never done this with a phone. So, in box, I will give the HTC One M9 9. So the box is very nice, it's beautiful. I love the little circles around it. I love the new logo that now in the front of the box. In the inside you've got everything you need, all the loyalty of all the guide, and it's a great box. The HTC One M9 comes with the plastic case, so it's protected inside. Yeah, it's a great box. Now in design and construction quality, I will give it 8. So HTC One M9 is keeping the same design as the HTC One M8, but there is some difference. I love the new design, it's a nice design. The only thing I'm kind of worried about is that there is the aluminum in the front of the device, so it's a little bit going up, and that's kind of scared me. If I will drop the device, it will really hurt the aluminum in the front. In HTC One M8, the aluminum front is kind of connected to the aluminum in the side, so the heat was less seen if it was the HTC One M8. So that's kind of worried me with the HTC One M9. Although the design is very nice, and the device is very thick. It's 9.6 millimeters thin. There is a lot of devices today like the Galaxy S6, the iPhone 6, that they are in the 7 millimeters, 6.9 millimeters. So the HTC One M9 is very thick and it's really heavy. It's something like 160 grams. So that's something that HTC really needs to improve with the construction quality of the device. Now in OS and UI, I will give it 10, of course, because of the new themes. The device is running very fast with the new HTC Sense 7, the Android 5, everything is running very fast. In chip, I will give it 7. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 is a powerful chip. It's making the HTC One M9 a really powerful machine, but it can get to overheat, and I think they can do better. In camera, I will give it 7, of course, because of the reason that I said. HTC One M9 is a fine camera, not more than that. And for the end, I will give it 8.2, which is good. HTC One M9 is a good phone. It has a good design, and yeah, it's a phone that you will want to buy. And that was my review, and I was Rory Filstein in Rory Tech, and I will see you in the next video.